Well, welcome everybody, and so glad to see you. Not so good that the Valentine's Day dance got canceled because of the bad weather, and the roads are still snowy and icy. So I think we're happy we're all staying home. But I hope you are all safe in your houses there in Ottawa. So let's just take a moment to notice how we're feeling. So one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Whew, take some deep breaths. Whew, even go whew, whew. If you're feeling all stressed out, maybe. And just notice how you're sitting on the cushion. Maybe close your eyes. And just try and come to stillness. Let your body be still and your mind be still as we start to practice our yoga together on this 15th of February, the day after Valentine's Day. So here we are. We'll look at our picture. Just know how we are feeling today. Oh, that little wheel's going around. Come on, come on. I guess PowerPoint's not feeling too good today. Anyway, just notice how you're feeling. Just notice. It's okay. However you feel is okay. You just notice. And how to love yourself in February. Give yourself a Valentine's Day gift. Write yourself a love note. Learn to say no. Learn to live with simplicity. Do what you always want to and prioritize your well-being. I hope you're doing that. We're halfway through the month. So if you haven't done one of those things, then maybe you could start tomorrow. This month's challenge is all about learning a new breathing technique, remember? So it's easy to get swept up in our busy lives. By taking a moment each day to stop, breathe, and come back to the present moment allows us to make more powerful choices and to take appropriate action. And I thought I would just show you this just to remind us that there are 8 limbs of yoga. They start off with the yamas, and the very first thing is ahimsa, non-harming. And then it goes on to say, telling the truth, moderation, non-stealing, and non-attachments. And then the second ones are the niyamas, which are the observances. And so cleanliness, contentment, zeal for life, self-study, surrender. And then it's only till we get to the third limb of yoga, is the asanas, or the postures, the poses. And just so you know, number 4, the fourth limb, is pranayama, which is the breath work. So breath work is just as important as the poses and just as important as the other things, one of them being meditation, which is what we do. And we always try and observe the ahimsa, which is non-harming. So it was just a reminder that pranayama is one of the limbs of yoga. Just remember there's 8 of them. So here we are. We've done week 1 where we did mindful breath. We did week 2, which was just pause breath. And here we are, week 3, flower breath. So you're just going to pretend you're going to blow a flower. It's almost like candle breath, isn't it? You're either blowing the candle out or you're blowing the flower. You could always imagine that you're blowing the dandelion clock and just blowing the seeds away. And week 4, woohoo, will be deep belly breath, but just focus on the flower breath. So it's like candle breath. And here we are. Just to remind you, oops, let's see if we can just put you there so you can see them all. So you know what? You know a lot of different breathing techniques. You've learned a lot. You know that deep belly breath, where you put your hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and if you breathe in deeply, you can feel your belly go in and out. And then we have positive breath, where you just breathe and think of something positive. Then, of course, the calming down one, which is to take 5. You just go breathe in and out. That really calms you down. And then we have the candle breath, which is like the flower breath for this week, right? So you just put your hands like this and you can pretend it's either a candle or a flower. So I'm just, and then because it's Valentine's Day, I thought I would add this one, which we have done before, and that's heart breath. So you just use your finger and you go breathing in and hold and breathe out, hold, breathe in and breathe out. So you're just making the heart shape and then you're just holding. So you get a heart breath on, well, near Valentine's Day. So there you go. Here we are. We're at meditation already. Oh, but before we go there, remember I have this neat little thing, the sphere, Hoberman sphere. And remember, it opens and closes. So you can imagine you breathe in and it opens, filling with air, and as you breathe out, it closes. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And of course, if you don't have one of those at home, just pretend your hands are the Hoberman sphere. So you hold your hands like this and you can breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And that will really calm you down. So just remember that. And you always have your hands with you, all right? So let's get all settled, nice and tall. And we'll start our, I guess I could have chosen something else. We've had enough snow here, but it's winter time, so we have to stick with the winter theme, which is snow. You can just sit, noticing how your sit bones, how your body is sitting on your cushion, your chair, the floor. And just notice your feet. Noticing your legs. And just noticing how when you breathe in, you sit taller. Just notice how your breath calms you down. You sit and focus on the snowflakes or listen to the music. You forget about your worries or what was going on today. You sit. We sat quietly. We noticed. Sometimes when we sit quietly and we notice, it's easy to let go of things that are bothering us. Meditation is very good for that. Sitting and letting go. And of course, the breathing helps us to be patient. And it helps us to accept. Those two things kind of go together, don't they? And they both need us to use the breath to calm us down. And of course, I think gratitude is one of the easy ones, isn't it? Sometimes it's hard to let go. Sometimes it's hard to be patient and accept who you are and other people. But I think the easiest one really is gratitude, because we always have something to be grateful for, or you could always think of something you're grateful for. Of course, I've got my empty basket. And of course, I will ask you, each of you, just to take a moment. So Sarah, you're first there. Here's a stone for you. So maybe you could just take a moment. Be grateful for something. And pop your stone in the basket. And then Claire, here's a stone for you. Sure you do have something to be grateful for. And Jennifer. There, now I'm grateful that my basket is not empty anymore. And remember, there's all sorts of ways to show gratitude. Remember we have the gratitude breath, just where you stop and you just think of something. Take a moment to be grateful. And then, of course, there's other ways where you could maybe write something on a post-it note and stick it somewhere, maybe on the fridge. Or you could have a jar where you put, you could have a jar, use post-it notes and write something on the post-it note and put that in the jar. There's all sorts of ways you can take a moment to be grateful. But this month is all about the breath. Breathe deeply and enjoy the moment. So breathe deeply. Just take a moment to just breathe deeply. One of those breathing techniques that you know. And then we will have our story. Luckily, I have a few books, a few stories that are about breath, breathwork, pranayama. And this one is a very good one. We read it not too long ago, but it reminds us of how we can breathe and how it can help us in our lives. It's a guided meditation for kids. It says Big Breath by William Mayer. So here we go. It says find a comfy spot, maybe on a squishy cushion or a soft blanket. Let your arms be long and your hands be soft. Place one palm in the other and gently squeeze your hands together. Take a big breath and close your eyes. Can you hear your breath? Can you feel it? What does it sound like? Does it sound like the ocean and remind you of the waves? Does it feel like the wind before a big storm or a breeze at the start of spring? As you take your next breath, begin to notice the sounds around you. Can you hear the cars passing by outside your window? Can you hear the whir of the laundry machine or the hum of a motor? And what about the thoughts in your head? Do they make sounds? Do they have names? Are some of your thoughts big or some of them small? See if you can imagine what they look like. See if you can picture them moving across your mind. Now, take a big breath and pretend you can let go of each of those thoughts. Imagine your breath is the wind and your thoughts are the clouds. Whoosh! Follow your breath down into your arms. Feel the breath flow into your hands. Maybe all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Wow, that's a long way from your nose. Take another big, slow breath of air. This time, let it fill your lungs like two big balloons at a party. And imagine your heart is a beautiful present, sitting between these two balloons. Imagine yourself unwrapping that present. Imagine the smiles around you, the laughter, your excitement. What do you find inside? A word, a memory, a friendship? Let that feeling of surprise fill your whole body. Now, when you are ready, but only when you are ready, take another big breath. And this time, follow it down your spine, through your legs, and down to the tips of your toes. Can you remember all the places you have been today? Imagine all the invisible footprints you have left behind. Take another big breath and let them all go, like footprints washed away by the waves. Let go of the day, let go of the coulds, the woulds, and the shoulds, the goods and the bads. And just for a moment, just breathe. Breathe in the sky of blue in your mind. Breathe in the light of your heart. Breathe in the tingling of your toes and the warmth of your hands. Breathe in all you are and all you will be. Breathe in everywhere you've been and everywhere you'll go. And then, when you are ready, but only when you are ready, take one last breath. And open your eyes. How do you feel on the inside? How do you feel on the outside? Do you feel lighter, more relaxed, maybe a little calmer? May you carry this feeling with you through your day and your dreams, and may you share it with everyone you meet. There. Big breath. Nice story. Reminds us just how breathing can make you feel so much better. So, I am going to move to my cushion on the floor. I hope the camera doesn't fall or anything like that. Of course, you can stay sitting on the chair or you can be on the floor. Just sit nicely, comfortably. Sit with a tall spine wherever you are. Nice tall spine, maybe hand on heart, one hand on your belly, and just notice again. It's always good just to stop, notice how you're feeling. Remember, on the inside and the outside. And we're going to do something that we did last week, I think, if you remember. We're not going to start moving. We're just going to put our hands on our legs and just rub our legs. So we're not doing any movement with our body, just moving the legs, rubbing the legs and just noticing how that feels. Sometimes if you have a pain or sometimes if you're anxious, just stop, rub the legs, kind of brings you back to your body, and it also helps you to breathe. You go nice and slow. You can breathe as you move your hands. It helps you just to notice your leg, like it brings your attention to your legs. So if you have an ache or a pain, or if you're stressed, instead of thinking about that stress or that pain or the sensation, you're moving your legs and you're feeling your hands on your legs. Okay, so now we can start doing our cat and our cow. So now we'll start curling our spine and sliding the hands back and looking up for the cow. Sliding the hands back, curling the spine, tucking the chin in for the cat, and looking up for the cow. So back and forwards. Starting our warm up, and then sitting nice and tall, Nice and tall, nice and tall. And we can go from one side to the other. Oh, nice big stretch. Stretch up and then stretching over. Stretching up and stretching over. Nice and slow. Oh, really feel the stretch. And breathe as you move, right? Breathing and moving. And then hands back onto the legs. We'll go back to the cat and the cow. Oh, wow. Getting nice and warmed up. So sitting nice and tall. And then we'll lift our arms up. And then just turn. One hand on your knee, one hand behind you. Sitting nice and tall. See if you can make that spine grow even longer. And then bring those arms up and over. And then up and over. Because you keep breathing when you're looking over your shoulder. Sometimes that helps your spine to grow a little longer. Up and over. And then bring those arms up. Reach, reach, and then you can bring those arms down as you breathe out, nice and slow. Remember, when you do this, if you breathe nice and slowly out, that's what calms you down. And back to our cat and cow. Ooh, then we can bring our feet together, sitting nice and tall. Bring your feet nice and close to your body. So we're in our butterfly. And we can flap our legs like wings of the butterfly. Just nice and gently. Then bring the legs together, straight out in front. Just give them a little shake. Ooh, shake those legs. We can pop off our cushions. Move the cushions out of the way. And we'll go in to do our tabletop. So hands are under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. And we'll start with our big circles of the hips going around and around. And then go the other way. This nice big circle. All the muscles that are around the hips, getting them working and loose. Let's go around one way and then the other way. And then we're just going to put the hips down, stretch those arms out. So we've got our arms straight and our hips are down. And then we're going to rock forward. So we're going to do our little mini plank. So our arms are going to be holding on to the shoulders and just push yourself back and rock forward and then rock back, rock forward and rock back, and keep moving, rocking forward and back. Keep breathing. You can stay a little longer when you've got your shoulders over your hands. Keep those arms nice and strong. Then just rock back and have a nice stretch in our extended child's pose. So the knees are together, hips are down, arms are straight. Nice slow deep breaths. Then we're going to get ready for our downward facing dog. So you can put your hands on the mat or hands on blocks. Curl the toes under, put the hips in the air, so straight legs, straight arms, and breathe. Let those legs stretch. The backs of the legs are getting a nice stretch, and the arms are stretching. Heads down. Nice slow breaths. And then you can bring those feet forward. And fingers touching the mat. Heads down. We're in a forward fold. And then bring the hands up to the knees. Then hands down to the mat. And then you can sweep those hands up overhead. Bring your hands to heart center. So we're standing with our hands at a heart center. Maybe wiggle those toes. Make sure those feet are nice, firmly on the ground. Nice and flat, so you're nice and supported. Then lift those hands up and sweep those hands down. Touch the mat. Then touch your knees. Touch the mat. Then sweep the hands up. Bring your hands to heart center. And then sweep those hands up. Down to the mat. Then hands on the knees. Hands on the mat. Sweep the hands up. Bring the hands to heart center. And up. Sweep the hands down to the mat. Hands to the knees. Hands to the mat. And sweep those hands up. Bring your hands to heart center. Fantastic. Now, right foot forward. Left foot back. We're in our warrior one. So bend that front knee. Make sure you can see the big toes. And the back foot is just a little bit of an angle. We're facing forward because we're in our warrior one. So just bring your hands to your hips, then hands to your shoulders, then hands up high, and reach, reach, reach. Bring that, the core muscles, really engage the core muscles. So we're reaching, 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 and then we're going to lean forward. Looking at those toes, sweep the hands back. And then sweep the arms up. And then sweep the arms down. Looking at those toes. And sweep the arms up. And then sweep the hands down. You're like a flying warrior. The head can go down. See how far your head can go down. And sweep those hands up. Bring them down nice and slowly. Bring your feet together at the top of the mat. And then bring the arms up. Bend at the hips. Sweep the hands down. Just let the hands hang down. And maybe swing them in front. Bring them up. And then bend again. Just sweep the hands down. And then bring those hands up. And then bring the hands down. And now left foot forward, right foot back. Back into our warrior one on the other side. So bend that front knee, make sure you can see those toes. The back foot is just a little bit of an angle. So you really got strong legs. Bring your hands to your hips. Then the shoulders. And then up high, reach, reach, reach. Nice slow deep breaths. And then you can lean forward, sweep the hands back. See how far you can go down with the head. And swing the arms up. And then swing the arms down. See how far that head can go down and those arms can go up. Then swing the arms up. Swing the arms down. Head goes down. Close big toes. Swing the arms up. And bring the arms down. Bring both feet together. And then swing the arms down. Swing them in front. And then bring the arms up. Bring the arms down. Swing them in front. Bring the arms up. Then sweep the arms down. And then just bring the arms up. Bring your hands to heart center. In fact, put your hands on your heart. And just take a moment. Notice how if your heart's beating fast after all that up and down, and warrior one and flying warrior. Just take a moment to just ground those feet on the ground. Take some breaths, slow deep breaths again, because we were doing a lot of work. Notice the jaw and the tongue. Just relax everything. So we're going to get back down onto the mat. So we're going to go into our downward facing dog. So hands onto blocks or onto the mat. Step back. So downward facing dog. Stretching the legs. Stretching the arms. And then knees go down nice and gently to the mat. And we're going to go into our wide-legged child's pose. So open the legs, open the knees, big toes together, knees apart. Let's have a little rest here. So big toes together, knees apart, head can go down. Onto the mat. So we've got our nice wide-legged child's pose. So just relax here, take some deep breaths. You know, this is a very calming pose. And then just push yourself up nice and gently. Bring those knees together, back into our tabletop. And we'll just do those nice big circles again with our hips. Round and around. And the other way. And if you're sitting on the chair, you can just do big rotations with your body, like stirring the pot. If you're on your hands and knees in tabletop, you can do your big rotations with your hips, round and around. And then just take a moment, just let the hips go down, and then stretch the hands out in front. And have an extended child's pose. Really stretches the back and the lower back, the hips. Just be nice and still. And then you can slowly come up, make your way onto your back. those knees up, feet down on the mat, and lift those hips up for our bridge pose. And let the hips go down. And lift the hips up. Keep breathing. And then the hips can go down. And just lift those hips up again. And then let those hips go down. And bring one knee up, give it a hug, help that ankle onto the knee. So we have our reclined pigeon pose. So we've got the number 4. Just relax this knee, let it go. Let your palms be up, arms on the floor. Ooh, take a nice long deep breath. Just relax. Just let your body go. Let go of thoughts so your mind is still. You can bring that knee up, give it a hug. One foot on the ground, the other one comes up. Give that knee a little hug as you help that ankle onto the other knee. And then just rest your arms down. Just really notice how the floor supports the lower spine, the lower bit of your back there, the hips. Nice flat floor. It's good for helping the lower back. Take some slow deep breaths. And then bring that knee up and bring the other knee up. 2 knees together, and you can roll from side to side. And then we're going to stretch those legs out. Oh, stretch, stretch. Push the heels away. Push the heels away. Really stretch the legs. And then relax. And you can bend one knee. Slide the foot up. The straight leg. So we're doing our reclined tree pose. Your foot is against the leg. Let the knee just fall to the ground. Let the palms be up. Just relax. And just slide that leg straight. Push the heels away. Straighten those legs. Really straighten. Push the heels. Push, push, push. Push those heels away and then relax. And then you can bring the other leg up. Or the other foot up. Bend the knee. On the other side now you've got your reclined tree pose. Just let that knee fall to the floor. Slow deep breath. And then straighten that leg. Now take another moment just to push those ankles away from you. So those legs are really push, 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 and then relax. And bend both the knees. And let the knees stay together as they fall to one side. The arms go out. And turn away from the knees. We're in a supine twist. Nice slow deep breaths. Really feel the breath going right down into your into the belly, and then just let the breath out. And the knees come up, and keep the knees together as they drop to the other side. Look the other way, away from the knees. Just notice how the side of your body is stretched here. Arms are out, palms are up. Just relax. Bring those knees up. And then you can bring the knees right up and roll from side to side. And feet down. Just keep the knees bent just for a moment. Just relax. So the knees are bent, feet are on the ground. Just notice how that feels nice on the lower spine. All right, in the pelvis, in the hips. Sometimes if you have a bit of a sore back, if you lie down on the floor with your feet on the ground, knees are bent. Sometimes helps if you have a sore lower back. And you can slowly get into your Shavasana position. So you can straighten the legs, or you can keep the legs bent. Whatever feels good. Yourself settle into your Shavasana. Let your whole body just rest. Relax. When we say let go, this is when letting go of feeling completely relaxed. Just noticing your head. You smile to take away the frown from your brow. Just noticing the breath as it enters and leaves your body. Noticing the jaw, maybe wiggle the tongue, maybe do a yawn. Take away all the tension from the jaw. Just relaxing the shoulders, the arms. Comes all the way down to the fingertips. Relaxing the body, where the heart is, just let that relax. Relaxing the hips. And then noticing the legs, letting the tops of your legs become heavy. Letting the knees just relax. All the way down to the tips of your toes. Everything is relaxed. Just let go. Feel your body is supported. You may feel your body is floating. Noticing your breath enter and leave your body, just like the waves come onto the beach and just go away. And slowly start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Move your head from side to side and slowly roll over to one side and push yourself up to seated, nice and slow. So come to seated. Satanama. 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 Satan.
Peace is in me.
Peace
Peace is in me.
Peace
Peace is
me.
in me.
We haven't done our little yoga moves with our eyes, with our lips. And we've got love in our hearts. And we will share it with each other. There. And I've got the love and your light of you in my heart. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste.
Namaste. Before I go, I have something to show you. Speaking of snowed in.
Well, you froze a little bit then. Oh, Claire, you froze.
I am not frozen.
Oh,
We have snow.
oh, you have snow. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. Because we've had enough snow.
I got snow.
So you have a nice weekend. Have a nice family day weekend. Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.